The following bike ride is a section from the Ring of Kerry, a 46-kilometer ride starting in Sneem and ending in Killarney. The route follows Highway R568 from Sneem to Molls Gap, then turns north on the N71 and completes the Ring of Kerry in Killarney.
Leave Sneem on the north side of town on the R568. This is a bumpy little road with very little traffic. Don't worry, it is the right road. It winds through mostly barren landscape for 12 miles to Molls Gap. Over on your left are the McGillicuddy's Reeks. During this stretch, your biggest traffic problem is these little guys. They're actually very accomplished at dodging traffic. 14.5 miles from Sneem is Barfany Lake. This low, as they are called, is at an elevation of 249 meters and is very popular among anglers, who you'll be able to spot among the grasses at the edge. Another 3/4 of a mile and 14 more meters in climbing is Molls Gap, roughly halfway to Killarney. At 263 meters, this is the crest of today's climb. Looming high above Molls Gap is rock-shrouded Derrygariff Peak. Leaving Molls Gap, you'll continue on the N71, which winds its bumpy way among the hills and rocks. On the way, you'll most likely find yourself among the company of many other cyclists pedaling their way up to Molls Gap. Over on your left, there is only a low rock wall between you and the Owen Rock River Valley. You'll continue a gradual descent, winding among the ancient rocks and greeting other cyclists. One thing you'll notice as the elevation decreases is a change in the vegetation. There are now low shrubs and trees growing among the rocks. 2 miles from Molls Gap, you go past Loose Canal Low on your right, another popular angling spot. You'll notice the traffic on the N71 is heavier, with both cars and goats. Loose Canal Low has an elevation of 191 meters and is almost a mile long. After going past the lake, there is a climb for about 3/4 of a mile, which crests at Ladies View. Watching it appear over the road is enough to take your breath away. Ladies View was so named during the English occupation, when this spot was a favorite destination of the Queen and her ladies-in-waiting, who had come to this lookout and viewed the upper lake of the Lakes of Killarney. Leaving Ladies View, follow the N71 as it winds down through what has become a forested area of the Killarney National Park. 3/4 of a mile downhill, you'll descend to the lush Galways River, where you'll cross the Galways Bridge. As the road levels out, you'll go through this interesting tunnel. From here, the road rolls up and down as it winds through the forest. A mile from Galway's Bridge, you'll round a corner and get another breathtaking view of the upper lake, this time from a lower perspective. Take advantage of the roadside and stop and gaze. Up ahead is Torque Mountain. The rugged beauty of the upper lake and its accessibility to Killarney, only 7 miles away, make it popular with hikers, bikers, and sports enthusiasts. You'll continue riding along Upper Lake for another mile, and after another mile, you'll go over 5 Mile Bridge, named because it's 5 miles from Killarney. As you ride through the park, you'll see the Torque Mountain on your right. 3 miles from Killarney, you'll go over the Torque New Bridge. Muckross Lake is just a few hundred feet later. This is another popular spot among anglers, young and old. Another short distance is the Torque Waterfall, the highest waterfall in Ireland. Around the waterfall are hiking trails that meander through the foothills of the Mangerton Mountain. In another mile, you go by the Muckross Gardens. Then you'll see one of the few bike lanes you'll encounter in Ireland, riding the rest of the way into Killarney.
The bustling town of Killarney is the heart of County Kerry and the final stop of our Ring of Kerry tour. It's also a hub for other bike tours. The streets and pubs are full of Irish music. There are bike shops to stop for adjustments to your bike or to rent bikes. A little under 2 miles from Killarney is Ross Castle, built by the O'Donoghue Ross chieftains in the 15th century. This castle was the last of the Irish fortresses to succumb to Cromwell's armies.